I'm Brian Groff.
And I'm Lauren Magiera.
From the rookies
to the seasoned veterans.
A look at some of the biggest plays.
And the biggest players.
This is Newsline 9's
Pack Attack.
The Packers got back on the winning track, beating the Lions for the 23rd straight time in Wisconsin, including playoffs. Thank you so much for joining us on Pack Attack. I am Brian Groff alongside Sports Director Lauren Magiera. And you know, it just does not matter whether Detroit has Barry Sanders or Reggie Bush. The Packers dominate again on Wisconsin territory. Now, they didn't have Kelvin Johnson either, and that was a big part of some of the big news leading into that game Sunday.
That's right. Now, Tramon Williams told me after the game that the players didn't even know that Kelvin Johnson would be out of the game until they got to Lambeau and saw it on TV in the training room. So that was kind of a surprise to them. But honestly, it didn't matter who was playing or who wasn't. This team does a really good job of focusing on themselves. Every week, they pick a mistake that they made the week before, and they really do a good job of correcting it.
They start out in a 7-0 deficit, but they put together some dominating drives after that to win that game.
That's right. It wasn't the ideal start that the Packers were looking for, but as it turns out, it's not always the most important thing how a team starts a game. What ended up mattering was how the Packers responded. And Aaron Rodgers even said himself he's incredibly proud of the way that his team answered back. He said that their success is due to focus and preparation.
Lauren, we start with you. The Packers bounced back in a big way after that loss in San Francisco.
And that's exactly what they wanted to do, bounce back, and they did it in a very aggressive way. They wanted to fix a number of different mistakes, and they did. Defense was strong. Offense was able to connect time and time again. Special teams had a strong night as well. I spoke with Tramon Williams after the game, and I said, from a defensive standpoint, did you guys walk in, did you have something to prove tonight? And they said, nope, but we did walk in with a little bit of a chip on our shoulder.
They're a team to contend with. If the defense makes some more stops, we're talking about different outcomes.
That's right. I mean, it was incredibly unfortunate to see what was happening in the quarterback position, but what goes on in offense should have no direct relation to what goes on defense. They had missed tackles. They couldn't stop the ball, and it's a shame because they had Clay Matthews back. That was the defense's time to really shine and step up for the offense, and that really didn't happen.
Clay was back with that big club on his hand.
That's right, one-handed Clay.
Off to the races, touchdown Packers, but they are just getting started. We move into the second quarter.
That's right. Jordy Nelson gets started with his first touchdown of the game to lead the team 24-0, and it's so nice to see Rodgers and Nelson connect. They've got that chemistry between them.
Fight through the defense to get on the board.
And it was really strong for the Packers to come out this fast. That was the offense's goal all along, and they did just that.
And the defense making a stop here, an interception. Devon House on fourth down. He has 6 passes defensed over the last 2 weeks. That led to an Eddie Lacy touchdown. The Browns eventually get within 17-6, but this is the play right here. Jermichael Finley going down with that injury, and he's carted off the field.
And to tell you the truth, I've never felt it that silent at Lambeau Field during game time. It was almost eerie. Everyone was very concerned about his safety and health.
The Aaron Rodgers gives to Randall Cobb, and he's off to the races. A 67-yard run, the longest by a Packers since Brandon Jackson in 2010.
That's right. Now, this play really woke up Lambeau Field. It was in a little bit of a daze. You know, you have these long drives and a field goal, but that play right there really awoke everybody.
Bring out our special guest. Say hello to Packers safety Chris Banjo.
How you doing? Hey, how you doing? No, what's up? You too. Thank you.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here, Chris.
We'll talk about flipping out. The Eagles at Giants. David Wilson with the 5-yard touchdown. Now, check out this back-to-back backflips. Now, I compete at college gymnastics, so I know that this isn't incredibly easy, and I could never imagine doing it with football gear on. What do you think about this celebration?
I have no words for that. That should be illegal. I mean,
yeah. How do you learn how to do that?
In terms of playing with other professional athletes, that makes us feel a little low about ourselves. I'd probably hurt myself if I tried something like that.
You looked up to your brother a lot when you were growing up.
Oh, yeah.
How much of his influence was there for you to play football? Because you like basketball as well. Were you just really good at football, or how did that happen?
You know, I played football, basketball, and baseball in high school. So I think my baseball coach kind of got mad at me because I put that behind me. I think after freshman year, and then.
Well, sickle cell is hereditary. Does carrying that trait ever affect you in any way?
From what I can tell, it in certain aspects it may and may not. It affects everybody differently.
Aaron Rodgers said that he wasn't feeling his best. He walked in with a sore neck, had to see a chiropractor, get adjusted. As a quarterback, when you're not feeling your best and you know you're the leader of this team, how do you kind of snap out of it?
Well, I think that's where your leadership comes in, is everyone's counting on you to be at your best, and that's your job, and he's a professional. We're all professionals, and sometimes you got to fake it.
Now, your wife, Casey, is here tonight, and she brought a very special someone. Talk about training camp this summer. 2 big things happened. You made the Packers roster, and your first child was born. Does it get any better than that?
No, it doesn't at all. The day before the actual first preseason game, my daughter was born. So it was real exciting, a lot of motivation, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
That little face just melts your heart.
What's her name?
Briley.
Riley. We had all the awes from the crowd, too.
So cute.
And as I recall last year when you were here, I actually gave away part of an answer when you were here. So I very much made an effort not to do that the rest of
We're
the
not
year.
letting you have any for free this year.
None for free.
No
we'll see
mercy.
what happens.
We'll see how it
We haven't
goes.
asked you any yet.
You have registered 18 tackles on special teams in your time with the Pack. Which Packers rank ahead of you on special teams the past 2 seasons?
So I'm going to go with Jarrett Bush and MD Jennings.
That's right. Very good. Both former Pack Attack guests.
Pack-A-Toss, a 30-second test of speed, focus, and pinpoint control. How many footballs can tonight's guest throw into the target?
Now, we are in the presence of greatness tonight, not just because we have safety MD Jennings here, but because you have a reputation to live up to. You were the champion of Pack-A-Toss last year. Let's see if you can do it again, bud.
I think I can.
You're not throwing one of the balls we signed, are you?
No.
Okay, all right.
Now, we
That's
know
in a-
he's
in a
taking this
safe place.
seriously because he put his hair up during the commercial breaks. I mean, he's totally focused in on this. You can't have your dreadlocks distracting you.
I'm a competitor.
And you finished with 10 last year, and our final leaderboard, the closest anyone came was Desmond Moses with 9. I know he disputes this, but we gave you the victory. Are you
so
ready?
12 should win it.
You're ready.
That's right.
On your mark, get set, go.
Let's cheer for him. Come on, MD. There's 1. Come on, MD. 2. You got 2. Plenty of time left. You got this. Little bit higher. Come on. 3, 4, 5, 6. You got this. 7. 10 seconds left. You can do it. 1. Oh!
Let's hear it for MD Jennings,
job.
everyone. Was it 8?
8.
We have 8 for MD. We are back after this for our final segment.
Welcome back to Pack Attack. It is now time for Pack-A-Toss. We have special guest, defensive back James Nixon. Now, he just told us that he would be a ridiculous option for a backup quarterback, and we're going to test his arm. But, James, some of your teammates have been here.
We are out of time. A round of applause for Andy Malumba. Andy, you can sign the sign. Next week, we have a live show Tuesday, November 5th. Our guest will be running back Jonathan Franklin.